الحمد لله نحمده ونشكره ونستعين به سبحانه وتعالى ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ به جل وعلا من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. عباد الله، أنصحكم ونفسي الآثمة بتقوى الله وأحثكم وإياها على طاعته وأحذركم وإياها وبال مخالفته جل وعلا ومعصيته. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ولا شيء مثله ولا شيء قبله ولا شيء معه، قديم بلا ابتداء دائم بلا انتهاء، لا يفنى ولا يبيد ولا يكون إلا ما يريد. وأشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم عبده المصطفى ونبيه المجتبى ورسوله المرتضى، وأنه خاتم الأنبياء وإمام الأتقياء وسيد المرسلين وحبيب رب العالمين. صل اللهم وسلم وبارك ومجد وضاعف وعظم وجدد على هذا النبي الأمين وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. وارض اللهم عن صحابة رسول الله المخلصين المحسنين المتقين، ولا سيما الخلفاء الراشدون والأئمة المهديون، سيدنا أبي بكر الصديق وسيدنا عمر بن الخطاب وسيدنا عثمان بن عفان وسيدنا علي بن أبي طالب. وارض اللهم عمن تبع النبي بإحسان وتمسك بالثقلين إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، روينا بإسناد متصل إلى أبي حفص عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه أنه قال: قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم: إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى. I narrate with the continuous narration to Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, narrating that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam said, إنما الأعمال بالنيات, which means deeds are by the intentions. Deeds are judged by the intentions. Deeds are judged by the intentions. وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَى. And every accountable person, written here, comes as an accountable mukallaf. مَا نَوَى means what he intended or what she intended. It means acquisition or acquiring things based on the intention that you and I make. هذا حديث صحيح متواتر. Let's see first of all, how is the niyyah connected to the deed? You drive a car, how is the niyyah connected to driving the car, for example? How are things connected to each other? And before we go to the niyyah and the deed, the niyyah and the amal, let's go first to space. And they said in the news lately that they have actually discovered some kind of life on Mars. Primitive maybe, or something optimistic for those who have hopes to find life on Mars. There's probably some hope. Because as you all know, first of all, Mars is called the red planet. right? They call it the red planet because Mars, in the Romans, according to Romans, Mars means the god of war. They have gods of everything. That's وَمَنْ لَمْ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ نُورًا فَمَا لَهُ مِنْ نُورٍ. So Allah doesn't guide one God for the war, one God for the love, one God. So Mars was, they said, the god for war. That's why red planet, war is blood always, right? Because war, there's really almost no justification for war, right? Yeah. But anyway, that's not our topic. Let's talk about the red planet. That red planet, it's called red, why? Because the nature of its soil, but more than that, there are two caps of ice on Mars, as you probably have seen. And those caps of ice, basically, many scientists say, they refer to either frozen carbon or water of some kind. There's actually some water may be found. Also, if you look at Mars from the pictures that many of you see, now many people say this is all a lie, big lie. There was no Mars. People went to Arizona and filmed the Grand Canyons and they said this is Mars. The same people, they still think that the earth is flat. Same. Because we're still thinking back in the old ways, of the old mentality. But subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us all this knowledge so we can explore it. انفذوا لا تنفذون إلا بسلطان أي بإذن من الله وأمره. Okay. Now let's forget about them. Let's talk about Mars. When you see the graves like the Grand Canyon and all these things, scientists, what did they say? They said there must have been some fluid, some water to cause these erosions on the surface of Mars. But look at Mars and look at the solar system. You see the sun, and then you see 9 planets. And they are all connected. There's 2 kinds of gravities, as you all know in physics. Opposite directions basically equal, or actually the summation of those both gravities, they sustain an object in a certain place. You have 2 gravities, one like this, one like that, and that sustain them in that same pathway. They go around the sun. Look at all the planets. They have their own pathways that go around the sun. وَكُلُّهُمْ فِي فَلَكٍ يَسْبَحُونَ. Everyone. And the further away the planet is from the sun, the longer the day and night is in that planet. The closer to the sun, the shorter the day, the further away from the sun, the further and the longer is the day. For example, the Pluto, among the last ones, 6 months day, 6 months night. The whole day takes 6 months. Almost half of the year is in day, and half a year in night. Imagine if someone's fasting on Pluto. Fasting 6 months. Maybe a problem. Once we get to Pluto, 18,000 miles nowadays, we go 80 miles and we get a speeding ticket. Maybe in the future we'll go 18,000 miles and we won't get a speeding ticket. Who knows? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. But you see, if there's any hole in that system, then the system is imbalanced. And you see that the sun is connected to all these 9 planets. And all these 9 planets are all connected to the sun. And if the sun was to move a little bit further up or further down, then the entire balance of all of these 9 planets will be different. And life will be totally different, and the pathways will be different, and maybe we'll have bands, and we'll have problems, and pathways are contradicting and coming each other's way all the time. Connection. In a very fine way. They're all connected.